Hello students, welcome back to the subject of productions and operations management. We are dealing with unit number 2, that is facility location. We have already studied what is facility location. Location, when a word like this strikes, it tells you that it is something related to the place where the manufacturing is done, place where the production of any item is taken up. In the service sector, it is the place from which the services are rendered. That is what we considered as the facility location. These are the contents of unit number 2. We have already seen it earlier in the short, and the same we are going to follow in the sessions to come. Let us go and revise the little bit of the previous lecture. In the previous lecture, we have already seen what is facility location. It's the answer to the question from where to start and continue the production. If it is in the case of goods, it is manufacturing where we want to continue, and from where we want to render the services in case if it is the intangibility that we are dealing. For any manufacturer or for the service provider, the place or location plays a very vital role. And if any mistakes or errors are committed, it is extremely difficult to correct it. Why? Because once you take up the setup somewhere, and then due to one or the other reason, if you wish to change the setup or if you wish to take the setup somewhere else, it is really difficult affair and expensive also. So it is very important that the person or an entrepreneur or the manufacturer selects the correct place for his manufacturing. Thus, for any manufacturer or service provider, the place or location plays a very vital role. See, once the manufacturer decides as to what he wants to produce or what he wants to render as the services, મારે શું બનાવવું છે if I am an entrepreneur, or what am I going to offer as the services, then the immediate question that strikes me is that from where am I going to do this, and that is what is said to be the decision on location. And if, as I said, any mistakes or errors are committed, it is extremely difficult to correct it, because it takes a lot of efforts on the part of manufacturer to select the place. You set up everything there, you make huge investments, you make all the facilities available there, and ultimately after a period of time you realize that the location or the place is not actually beneficial or maybe actually suitable for your production. Then this decision may have to be corrected, and this correction may be very costly. Those errors we have already studied earlier in the last lecture. We have already studied what kind of general errors that are being committed, and if we keep those mistakes in mind, then being entrepreneur somewhere in future, or if an entrepreneur keeps these points in mind, then ultimately he'll not commit all these mistakes while taking this decision. And that is what we have discussed in the previous lectures. I hope you all are maintaining the proper notes for whatever is being discussed in each lecture. Every week we have 2 lectures pertaining to a single subject, and in those 2 lectures we deal with few concepts. It is very important that you connect these 2 lectures with the next week's 2 lectures, so that ultimately I make it a point to see that even the previous lecture is being connected to the present one. But it is the effort that is to be made from your side also, that you prepare perfect notes for it, so that ultimately you understand the fall of the chapter or fall of the unit. And that is what we have discussed earlier, that is said to be the errors or say mistakes committed. In this session, what we are going to do is we are going to go a step further. Let us see, before going to a step further, that what we have discussed earlier. It is therefore very essential that utmost care and consideration should be exercised at a very initial stage for the selection of the site. See, if you are not careful, if you are not vigilant about selecting a site, if you don't select a proper site or location for your production, then ultimately you are going to pay a very high price for it. So it is very important to consider all the aspects related to the site that we are going to use for manufacturing. Thus, once the mistake is made in locating the plant, it becomes extremely difficult and costly, as I said earlier also, to correct it, especially where the large plants are concerned. See, even if you are just changing our room, say your siblings room is going to be your room now, and if you are going to change your setup, or if you are going to take whatever you require or whatever you use in a daily course of life to the other room, that also becomes a big deal. Then just think, a manufacturing unit initially started somewhere else, and now after realizing the mistake you feel that no, this has to be shifted somewhere else. That means it is a big deal, especially જે પ્લાન્ટ બહુ લાર્જ છે, જેની અંદર ઇક્વિપમેન્ટ્સ, મશીન્સ, ઇન્સ્ટોલેશન્સ એટલું બધું મોટા પાયે કરેલું હોય, and ultimately after a period of time, as I said earlier also, that you realize that no, the setup is not at the perfect place. It becomes very tough to check out all those things from one place and to install it or say reinstall it somewhere else. So changing the place of a large plant is a big issue for any of the concern. So if you don't want to do that, or to avoid that, you have to select the perfect place beforehand itself. Thus, wrong decision related to location may lead to a failure of a complete venture. Means if you are taking up a very good venture, the venture is really good, the efforts are really good, you have made so many efforts and so many things you have calculated, but you have not chosen a proper place, then the whole venture may collapse. It may be a big blunder then. So it is very crucial for a manufacturer to select the perfect location. First of all, what he gives an answer to, what he wants to produce. That is what we have checked out in the first unit, and this we are checking out with the second important issue or second important decision on a part of a manufacturer, where he wants to produce. Where he wants to produce means કઈ જગ્યાએ એને આ પ્રોડક્શન લેવું છે. If he doesn't take up this at a proper place, then ultimately it is a complete venture collapsing. In this session, thus we'll focus on what can be the result or consequences of the wrong decisions, which we have already overviewed previously. We have already checked out what type of decisions are generally made, or what type of say errors are committed, right? And in this session we are going to see if these errors are committed, then generally what kind of results come out, what type of fatal consequences are there, and these we are going to study it in quite a detail in this particular session. Let us see it. They are said to be the consequences or the results of improper location planning. See, if you don't make your planning proper, or if you are not properly planning the location for which you have to or on which you have to take up with the manufacturing, then it is a wrong planning that is done. And we all know, being the students of management, that if the planning is wrong, if the foundation itself is poor or is feeble, is weak, then the whole construction will not survive for long period of time. And that is why if you make improper planning decision related to location, then what happens ultimately is that we cannot make it further, or we cannot gain the profits or whatever we want to earn out of the business. That may not be possible, and that is why we have to meet with the consequences which may turn up to be very fatal. Here we are going to check out with 4 such consequences. We are going to see 4 consequences one by one, and we will try to understand that if we take a wrong, or if the planning related to location is improper or not proper at all, then what happens then? Number 1, we start with relocate the facility to a new place. The ultimate result, if the place that you have selected, તમે જે જગ્યા સિલેક્ટ કરો છો, જે location select કરો છો, if it's not worth or if it's not proper, what ultimately you will have to do is you have to relocate. Re means ફરીથી કરવું, locate એટલે એને ફરીથી ક્યાંક બીજી જગ્યાએ લઈ જવું. તો relocating the facility to a new location is the consequence. Once the wrong decision related to the place is taken by the entrepreneur, he may have to relocate it to some other places. What happens once you have taken a decision that okay, ABC place is going to be my manufacturing unit in, and then over a period of time you realize that after 6 months, 8 months, you realize that ABC is not the correct place. Now you want to shift it somewhere to PQR. Why? Because this is not the proper place. Right now existing place is not proper for you, it's not giving you the advantages that you deserve, and that is why you want to shift it to PQR. So that is relocating it, and it's a real big deal. If that consequences comes up, it is very tough, because heavy investment you have already made and you require to make it all over again. That means તમારે નવી લેન્ડ પરચેસ કરો છો, તમે આખું બિલ્ડિંગ કન્સ્ટ્રક્શન્સ એ બધું સેટઅપ ઊભું કરો છો, તમારા મશીન્સ ઇક્વિપમેન્ટને તમે એક જગ્યાથી બીજી જગ્યાએ શિફ્ટ કરો છો, and that's a big deal. Again, only machines and the equipments can be relocated, not the human resource. Human resource અહીંયા સપોઝ કામ કરતું હતું ABC place ઉપર, એ બધા local labor જે તમને available હતું, that we were using. Now if you are relocating the whole setup somewhere else at PQR, then PQR may not be the place where you already have the trained labor or you have the labor force available there. Then what happens is it becomes again the expensive affair. That is why only the machines and equipments can be relocated, not the human resource. And thus to hire and train new workers from the beginning at a new place may be tough and expensive also. It becomes, see, you make so many, or you invest much money in training your labor, in making them efficient, and you are actually pouring up so much of money in training these people to work for you, and ultimately you realize that those people are not of any use to the new location that you are carrying out your plan to. Then at that time you have to again all over hire the new people, you have to train them, you have to pour more money to those people or on those people, and you have to make the arrangement all over again, which is really a difficult task. Again, the existing land and building have to be sold out. Naturally, તમે જે અત્યારે ABC જગ્યા જે વાપરો છો એ તમને અનુકૂળ નથી આવતી, you are going to take up to PQR, and that is why ABC location has to be sold off. Naturally, you are going to mint money out of it. You want to sold the existing land and building, which is a long process, which may take days or maybe months together, and then for that period of time your investment gets blocked up. That means it's not a thing which happens in fractions, that okay, આજે મને મન થયું કે I'm going to અથવા તો મારી necessity છે કે I want to relocate my unit and I'm going to take it to other place, and then ultimately tomorrow morning I take up everything at the other place and I start something there. This is not done in the practical life. It takes lot of efforts on the part of a manufacturer, and that is why he has to sold off his land. He has to make the bargains related to his building, and then by that time he has to select the other land which he needs to purchase, or maybe he needs to lease it, and etc etc. So many types of problems he may have to face. This may be very time consuming, and for that period of time even your investment gets blocked up. So the first important consequences of a wrong decision or improper location planning is said to be relocating the facility to a new location. If you take up with the second one, it is the second consequence which may be possible is said to be selling off the facility to other companies. Many a times the existing company decides that okay, we are not getting the fruitful result, we are not getting the say profits according to the predetermined standards, and it's not possible for us to continue. Then at that time what happens is he decides to sell off the whole existing setup to some other company. This is divestment, and the divestment may be the option only that is left out with the entrepreneur. That means you have to find out a new buyer company, they'll purchase, you'll have to make the bargains. It may so happen that because the location is already wrong for the existing product, the land may not be, or the building may not be sold out even at a good price. So it is very difficult to find the buyer company for a facility at a wrong location is difficult task, and thus the prices that you want to receive or you want to gain out of the sale of the existing say setup, it becomes very less than the actual investment that you have made. Supposingly when you made the investment on land and building, say before 2 years, it may be 10 lakhs of rupees, right? And right now, because of some an inconvenient reason, you want to check it out, or you want to just leave that place and you want to go somewhere else, you want to sell it off, then right now you may not get the 10 lakhs of rupees worth the price. You may have to just sell it off at the minimum price, or maybe the bargained price, that is say 8 lakhs or 7 lakhs. That means whatever investment you have made, you are not going to gain the returns in that sense. These may be again a type of loss. And moreover, the process of divestment is a time consuming process that may take a long. You need to find out the buyer company, you need to bargain with them, you need to check out, or you need to just calculate that what type of investment already you have made on this, and then somewhere you decide that okay, now I want to sell it off. And most of the time it happens in this case that when you sell off your existing setup to some other companies do not pay you the actual amount, or maybe the investment that you have already made. Most of the time it is seen, it has been observed that it is the loss that is being incurred. So it is again a fatal or maybe dangerous consequences of wrong planning done related to location. Let us go to the third one. It is shut down and liquidate assets. That means whatever the existing setup is, you want to completely close down, you want to stop the production, you want to stop every operation there, and you want to liquidate the assets. That means you want to sell it off the asset. That may be the third result. This may also be the result that an entrepreneur decides to, that is closing down the operations and liquidate the assets, though it's the most painful decision. Why? Because you have already lived the dream, and that dream setup you have already made, but due to wrong position or wrong location, you are not being able to continue the affair there, or maybe the business there. Then what happens is you have to completely wind up the business, you have to liquidate the asset, and naturally it is a very painful thing for any entrepreneur. So again, finding the buyers, negotiating with the prices of the different asset is difficult and time consuming. If you wish to finish up within your setup time period, it may not always be possible. So that becomes again difficult for an entrepreneur to shut down and liquidate asset. Most of the time prices received are usually much less than the investment made. Again the same thing, whenever you have brought the items, or maybe when you have set up the items say before few years, or set up your whole manufacturing unit before few years, and now you are shutting down and liquidating the assets, there is depreciation that counts, and the amount that you wish to receive may not be the actual amount of the investment that you have already made. And so what happens because of that? You may have to incur the loss. In the fourth case, what happens is that some entrepreneur may just think of continuing the operations here itself, that at the existing location, and plan relocating somewhere in future. Right now whatever the problems are there, right now whatever the improper planning is there, with the same he wants to continue. He doesn't want to change anything, and he wants to continue with the same. What is the result? Then he will think of relocating somewhere in the future. That may also be the one of the decision, or maybe the result that may happen. Inherent problems at the location becomes a great disadvantage for the unit, leading it towards the low profit and obviously less market share. What happens because of the wrong location? You won't get your profits, you won't get the profit margins, ultimately the cost of production increases, and because of that શું થશે? તમે ધાર્યું એ પ્રમાણે પ્રોફિટ ન મળે, તમે ધાર્યું એ પ્રમાણે તમારો માર્કેટ શેર ન ઊભો થાય, and so ultimately gradually, or say eventually, you turn up into losses. Whereas the competitors having the plan at a better place, naturally the competitors who are your competitors, who are competing with your product, but what is advantageous is that they have taken up their plan, or they have located their factories or maybe units at a proper place that provides them with the competitive edge. Thus, in the long run, the company may have to plan another facility at the proper and right location in order to survive the competition. Right now, you can't do anything as far as competition is concerned. What you can do is, you will have to wait. You will have to see that when the future plans you take up, or where it is convenient somewhere in future when you have enough fund, when it is convenient for the whole setup to be relocated, only at that time you can take up the whole unit there. Or else what you have to do is you have to continue operating at the existing setup only, though you may be incurring the losses. So in short, what are we trying to say is that if the crucial decision of a proper location planning is not done, then what will happen is that we have to face these many problems, or we have to face these fatal problems which will always hinder the progress of the company, will not allow you to make the market share, will not allow you to have the profits, and ultimately you may be at times thrown out of the competition also. So these four fatal things we have to see it beforehand, and then we try to see that what will be our perfect location, right? So here we end up with this particular topic, that is the consequences, or what can be the result of a wrong decision. What we are moving towards is the next topic. So now that we have studied the types of errors committed and its repercussions means its results quite in detail, let us try to understand one more important aspect of facility location, that is factors affecting or relevant factors to be considered while deciding on the location. We shall try to study all the relevant determinants properly in the following slides. Okay, now what we are going to do is, up till now what we have done, we have tried to see what is facility location, right? Why it is so important, what type of generally the errors that are committed, because of those errors what type of results that may come up to the entrepreneur. And now that what we are going to see is, if we don't want to have the wrong decision being made, if we want to see that whatever we do related to the location, you want to see that okay, whatever I am doing or whatever I wish to continue, I want to take up a correct decision, then for that what we need to do is we need to see that all these determinants, all these factors can be weighted properly, can be calculated properly, they are evaluated properly, and only then we come up with a perfect kind of alternative or perfect kind of manufacturing site. So they are said to be the determinants or the factors that affects the manufacturing process or maybe manufacturing location. So let us check it out, all those factors in details. There are, as you can see it in the slide here, there are as many as 12 factors, right? All these 12 factors are very easy to understand, and from the examination point of view it is important also that if you keep these 12 factors in mind, if you bear these 12 factors in mind more or less, right, being an entrepreneur, then what happens is that we consider all these possibilities, and then if we choose our site, we are coming up to the proper decision. And before selecting the site, what we need to do is we need to check out all these 12 factors properly, we need to study these determinants properly, we need to evaluate, and then only we should select our site, right? And that is why it is the factors, or we call it the determinants. કઈ ટાઈપના ફેક્ટર્સ, એવા ફેક્ટર્સ, એવા પરિબળ જે આપણું લોકેશન ડિસિઝન છે એ લેતા પહેલાં આપણે being entrepreneur, being the businessman or being the manufacturer or maybe the service renderer, we need to keep it in mind. We need to evaluate on all of them, and then we take up the perfect decision. So let us study one by one. In this particular session we may go with 6 such points, and then in the next session we will continue with the rest of the 6. Let us check it out from the left side. Right, we start with the first one, that is said to be the market proximity. Say proximity of the raw materials, good transportation system, availability of the power supply, availability of the different amenities, government policies, environment and community, proximity of to say subcontractors, easy availability of cheap land, low construction cost, availability of the cheap and skillful labor, and at last it is availability of the residences, schools, hospitals, etc. So if I am a manufacturer, for example, then I need to check out all these points, I need to think about all these points, whether the market proximity means nearness, whether my unit is near to the market, whether my unit is near to the raw material, whether the transportation cost is available or not, whether the power supply is there or not, whether there is availability of enough amenities, government policies are favorable or not, environment conditions are convenient to me, the community is supportive or not, there is proximity of the subcontractors, whether the land is easily and cheaply available or not, even the construction cost of making or may say setting up a factory is coming up low or not, because ultimately they all result into the profits. Then whether you get the cheap or skillful labor for your work or not, or there can be, or there is there any availability of residences, schools, hospitals, etc., needs to be checked, and only then we have to decide that yes, maximum factors are favorable in this particular position or in the for this particular say land or place, and then we should decide on our location. So this is what is are the said to be the 12 factors. As I told you, we'll be studying one by one each one of them in detail. As far as examination point of view is concerned, yes, it is important. So let us begin with the first one. It is market proximity. Now what do you understand by market proximity? Market proximity means nearness to what? Nearness to market. When do you need to think the market accessibility? See, a manufacturer may be producing two types of goods. One is said to be durable goods and the other one is non-durable. ડ્યુરેબલ એટલે જે લાંબા સમય સુધી ચાલી શકે એવું, અને નોન ડ્યુરેબલનો માટેનો એક બીજો વર્ડ ઓર ટર્મિનોલોજી છે, દેટ ઇઝ સેડ ટુ બી પેરિશેબલ એટલે જે જલ્દીથી ખતમ થઈ જાય એવું હોય, નાશવંત હોય એવું, right? So that is what is said to be perishable. So being the manufacturer, you have to think that if I am producing say some perishable items, say if milk products are there or some kind of eatables are there which I may not be able to store for long period of time, as soon as I produce within the time period or within very short period, I need to see this કે એ જેના માટે બનાવ્યું છે, જે કન્ઝ્યુમર્સ માટે, જે ટાર્ગેટ ઓડિયન્સ માટે અથવા તો જે ટાર્ગેટ કન્ઝ્યુમર્સ કસ્ટમર્સ માટે બનાવેલું છે એના સુધી એ તરત પહોંચી જાય. તો ત્યારે આપણે યુનિટને ક્યાં લઈ જવું જોઈએ? તો ધ યુનિટ શુડ બી નિયર ધ માર્કેટ પ્લેસ, એન્ડ દેટ ઇઝ વોટ ઇઝ સેડ ટુ બી માર્કેટ પ્રોક્ઝિમિટી. સો દેટ અલ્ટિમેટલી આપણી ટ્રાન્સપોર્ટેશન કોસ્ટ પણ ઓછી આવે, આપણી કોસ્ટ ઓફ પ્રોડક્શન, આ બધી જ કોસ્ટ જે છે ને એ કોસ્ટ ઓફ પ્રોડક્શન ઉપર રિફ્લેક્ટ થતી હોય. સો ઇફ ધ production cost, if you want to decrease production cost, then each and every aspect creating cost should be checked. Each and every function that creates the cost should be controlled. If you can control these types of cost, ultimately you can control production cost, overall production cost ને આપણે કંટ્રોલ કરી શકીએ. જેટલી પ્રોડક્શન કોસ્ટ કંટ્રોલ કરીએ એની સામે આપણે એટલું જ માર્જિન ઓફ પ્રોફિટ વધારી શકાય. So if I am the manufacturer of the perishable goods, then I need to think that yes, my unit should be near to the market. That means wherever, though it may not be a very good aspect as far as the today's scenario is concerned. See here, if the manufacturing is done somewhere in a very small cottage or village industry in India, but the product may be available to the last corner of the world. It may be available to USA, it may be available in the markets of Australia. That may be very much possible, but more or less what you need to think is your transportation cost should be reduced, so that what happens is you can control the cost of production and eventually you can increase the profit margins, right? So this is how it is the first factor. Let us read it. When the customers or markets are located near the plant, products can be easily supplied to them. Naturally, as I said, whenever the demand arises, it becomes very easy for the marketers or maybe the manufacturers to provide the product to the desired customers, or who wants the product to them, we can provide it very easily. What happens because of that? These helps to reduce the cost of production, as the additional transportation cost is not required to be added. That means if your unit is far off from the marketplace, then ultimately no manufacturer produces for himself. કોઈ પણ manufacturer હોય એ પોતાના માટે નથી પ્રોડ્યુસ કરતો, એ હંમેશા કસ્ટમર્સ માટે પ્રોડ્યુસ કરે છે. અને જો કસ્ટમર્સ સુધી એ વસ્તુઓ જે તે સમયે ન પહોંચી શકે અથવા તો it takes long or it incurs the transportation cost, then that is added a kind of costing, and which ultimately will be reflected in the price of the product. None of the manufacturer wants this, that his price should increase or maybe the production cost should increase, because it will be reflected in the profit that he earns. So always we will try to see that our production unit is near the market, or maybe it is in the proximity with the market. This helps the product to compete well with that of the competitor's product. Proximity to market allows company to meet any sudden shoot in the demand, thus providing an advantage over competitors located at the far off places. Say your unit is near to the market and the same product, homogeneous product, is being produced by your competitor who is located at a far off place. Then when suppose the situation arises wherein the demand shoots up and it is the demand that is to be fulfilled at that time, what you do is, being the person or the manufacturer near the market, what happens is immediately you can pass on the product to the market. And on the contrary, what happens to your competitors is it will take a long for him to bring the products to the market, and this is how it creates the problem. That is why market proximity should be the first factor that should be considered. Though the series or the priorities may change as the product is changing, or maybe if it is a manufacturing of the goods, if it is a manufacturing or so operating of the services, the priorities change, and these factors cannot be same for all the types of units. But here to start with, we have dealt with number one type of factor that one must consider is said to be proximity to market or market proximity. The same thing applies to the next one, that is proximity of raw material. That means some units are such which solely depends so much on raw materials, and if these raw materials are available far off from the far off places, then again it increases the transportation cost. On the contrary, તમે જ તમારું યુનિટ જો રો મટીરિયલની અવેલેબિલિટી હોય ત્યાં તમે લઈ જાઓ છો, તો વોટ હેપન્સ ઇઝ યોર ટ્રાન્સપોર્ટેશન કોસ્ટ કેન બી avoided, additional transportation cost can be avoided, and you can make a good control over the raw materials also and its supply also. So it is very important that the unit may be located near the raw materials, right? If iron and steel factory is suppose there, then if you locate it somewhere near the from where you get the coal very easily, coal mines are there. If you locate some unit or say iron and steel industry near the coal mines, what happens ultimately is that whenever you require the raw material in whatever quantity, it can be controlled very easily. So that is what is said to be proximity of raw materials. So if the unit is located near the availability of raw materials, the transportation cost can be avoided, and this helps to reduce the cost ultimately. Again, needed quantity required can be easily managed, right? It can be easily managed at the workplace, where whatever is required, you don't need to store it, because you get all the materials very easily within the periphery, or say within a very short distance. Then what happens is we don't need to store it, and we can get it very easily. The quantity can be controlled. If the quantity can be controlled, see, everything is interrelated in production management. If quantity can be controlled, you don't need to inventor it. Inventor એટલે એને સ્ટોર ન કરવું પડે, તો સ્ટોરેજ કોસ્ટ અલ્ટિમેટલી તમારી ઓછી થાય છે. એને લીધે તો કે તમે જેટલી કોસ્ટ ઓછી કરો, તમારું પ્રોફિટ ગ્રેજ્યુઅલી એ જ પ્રમાણે તમે વધારી શકો છો. સો દેટ ઇઝ સેડ ટુ બી ધ second determinant, proximity of raw materials. The third one comes up is good transportation facility. It plays very important role, because whatever the goods are manufactured are not always near to the customers, or say it cannot be at the doorstep. Now you want to bring those products to the doorstep of the customers, then for that you need to have a very sound transportation facility and logistics. If that is not available, then it becomes very difficult. Even if the production is done, the timely production is done, qualitative production is done, but you cannot make them useful, or you cannot make available to the customers, then it's of no use. So good transportation facility is also very important. If you are having the unit at a far off remote place, but the connected roads are not there. You can hardly get any transportation facility there, right? You don't get air routes, you don't get water routes, you don't get the road routes. Then these may be a very tough thing for the person. He may just have considered that okay, મને આ જગ્યાએ બહુ દૂર છે, લેન્ડ મને સસ્તી મળે છે, પણ અલ્ટિમેટલી જે ટ્રાન્સપોર્ટેશન ત્યાંથી લાવવાનું જે ટ્રાન્સપોર્ટેશન છે એ બહુ મોંઘું છે, તો તમે યુ આર ક્રિએટિંગ પ્રોબ્લેમ્સ ફોર યોર સેલ્ફ. સો ગુડ ટ્રાન્સપોર્ટેશન ફેસિલિટી ઇઝ ઓલ્સો વન ઓફ ધ કન્સર્ન. સો રિજન્સ ઇન ધી અર્બન એરિયાઝ મીન્સ જે શહેરોમાં જે ડેવલપ્ડ એરિયાઝ છે એની અંદર તમે if you are taking up your unit, then that's an advantage for the unit because you get all the transportation facilities there very easily. Say here we have explained regions in the urban areas have the advantages of rail routes, air routes, water or road transportation. If the unit is located at the places having enough transportation system, it helps the unit to avoid the delays in getting the raw materials and sending the manufactured goods to the market. See, transportation concern comes at 2 points of manufacturing. One is getting the raw materials from its original place to the place of manufacturing, and second, where the transportation, second phase where the transportation concern is there, is said to be when the manufactured goods are to be dropped or sent to the market. So both these transportation costs should be controlled, and for that you have to see that enough transportation facility in the region where you are going or in the region where you want to set up your production unit is enough, right? So if you don't have proper transportation facility, ultimately what happens is કે તમારે ટ્રાન્સપોર્ટેશન માટે સ્પેશિયલ અરેન્જમેન્ટ કરવું પડે, તમારી ટ્રાન્સપોર્ટેશન મોંઘી થઈ જાય છે, એન્ડ વોટ ઇટ રિઝલ્ટ્સ ઇન્ટુ કોસ્ટ. કોઈ પણ મેન્યુફેક્ચરરને કોસ્ટ વધે એમાં એને સામે એનું પ્રોફિટ રિડક્શન દેખાતું હોય, એન્ડ દેટ ઇઝ વાઇલ સિલેક્ટિંગ ધ યુનિટ ઓર વાઇલ સિલેક્ટિંગ ધ પ્લેસ આપણે કઈ ફેક્ટર્સનું ધ્યાન રાખવું પડે. વી હેવ સીન 12. આઉટ ઓફ ધેમ વી હેવ ઓલરેડી સ્ટડીડ 3. ઇટ ઇઝ માર્કેટ પ્રોક્સિમિટી, it is proximity of raw materials, and it is good transportation facility. The next set of 3 are said to be 4, 5 and 6. Let us study it into detail. Here it is number 4, which is known as availability of power supply. If you wish to continue the unhindered production, then what is important is that you must get the power supply on a continuous basis ફોર યોર યુનિટ. તમે સતત તમારી યુનિટની અંદર પાવર સપ્લાયની જરૂર પડતી હોય અને તમારા બધા ઓટોમેટેડ મશીન્સ ચાલે છે, ઇલેક્ટ્રિસિટીના સપોર્ટથી ચાલે છે, ત્યારે તમને પાવર સપ્લાય જો પેરિનિયલ ન હોય, થ્રુ આઉટ ન હોય, તો વોટ હેપન્સ ઇઝ ઇટ હિન્ડર્સ યોર પ્રોડક્શન. સો ઇટ ઇઝ વેરી ઇમ્પોર્ટન્ટ દેટ યુ ગેટ ધ પાવર સપ્લાય ઓન અ કન્ટિન્યુઅસ બેઝિસ. What we have seen today is that most of the industries are capital intensive and are run by power supply. In case if the units are located in the places having no proper power supply, it disrupts the production which cannot be afforded. એટલે તમે તમારું યુનિટ બહુ ચલો લેન્ડ સસ્તી મળી છે, તમને લેબર કમ્યુનિટી અવેલેબલ છે, બહુ રિમોટ એરિયામાં તમે યુનિટને લઈ જાઓ છો, શું કામ? તો કે મને બધું સસ્તામાં પતે છે, પણ ત્યાં પાવર સપ્લાય નથી. બટ યુ ડોન્ટ ગેટ ઇનફ પાવર સપ્લાય ફોર ધ હોલ ઓફ ધ ડે એન્ડ યુ આર રનિંગ યોર યુનિટ ઇન 2 shifts, then it is not possible to get the production unhindered. તમને unhindered disrupted production જ આવે, તમને hindered production જ થાય. that means production cycle તમારી continuous ચાલી શકે નહીં, and every minute that you waste in production will increase your overheads. So it is very important to have the facility of enough power supply in the production site. તમે જે production site સિલેક્ટ કરો છો ત્યાં પાવર સપ્લાય તમને સતત મળતી રહેવી જોઈએ. વેધર ઇટ ઇઝ હાઇડ્રો ઇલેક્ટ્રિસિટી, વેધર ઇટ ઇઝ ધ ઇલેક્ટ્રિસિટી દેટ યુ નીડ, ઇટ ઇઝ વેરી ઇમ્પોર્ટન્ટ ટુ સી દેટ યુ ગેટ ધ production or you get the power for the production on a continuous basis. The 5th factor then after that comes up is said to be availability of amenities. Amenities means facilities. all the other than what we have considered, there are so many other facilities also that may be required. Say it may be the drinking water, it may be the proper say drainage system, it may be the sanitations, it may be so many other amenities, necessities are there, so many other facilities are there. If those facilities are not available, again તમને બાકી બધા જ એડવાન્ટેજ મળતા હોય પણ તમારી બેઝિક એમ્યુનિટીઝ ફૂલફિલ ન થતી હોય તો it creates the problem. And that is the point which we are going to check out next. The basic amenities like water or connected roads is very important for the construction of the site as well as at the time of manufacturing. તમે સાઇટનું કન્સ્ટ્રક્શન કરતા હો અને તમને ખબર પડે કે તમારી સાઇટ બહુ સરસ છે, બાકી બધી રીતે એડવાન્ટેજીસ છે, પણ ત્યાં વોટર સપ્લાય ઇનફ ક્વોન્ટિટીમાં નથી, તો એટ ધ ટાઈમ ઓફ કન્સ્ટ્રક્શન as well as that time of production it becomes very difficult to get the enough water. And at that time the connected roads also plays very important role, that whatever the things you want to manufacture or whatever the raw materials that you want to get, because there is lack of transportation or there is lack of connected roads, say highways are not connected, the inner roads are not connected, then what happens is it may cost you very high. So again that point is to be considered even while at the time of construction and at the time of manufacturing. So other than that there are so many other amenities like say proper sanitations you need proper drainage system, you need to have the proper waste disposable facilities. That means you want to so many manufacturing units produce and at the end they have so much of waste material, but if this waste disposal system is not there, વેસ્ટ ખૂબ જ નીકળે છે પણ એને કેવી રીતે ડિસ્પોઝ કરવું એની એક સિસ્ટમ અવેલેબલ નથી. તો વોટ હેપન્સ ઇઝ આ એક બહુ બેઝિક ફેસિલિટી છે અને ઇફ દેટ ઇઝ નોટ available then this is desired facility, and if it is not available it may create problem for the manufacturer or entrepreneur. That means availability of proper amenities should be there. The sixth and the last today in the series comes up is said to be government policies. See, state policies having various incentives for the manufacturer, tax policies and other promotional efforts are always preferable for the sites. That means so many states provide with so many incentives, it provides with so many promotional activities, it takes up with the liberal taxation policies. આ બધું જ ઘણી બધી ગવર્મેન્ટ સ્ટેટ ગવર્મેન્ટ આપતી હોય અને તમે જો તમારું યુનિટ if you take it to such kind of areas, so what happens is you may get the advantage of that. And if you are not taking your unit to such areas, then you may have to skip or lose those advantages. So many state government promotes industrial activities in their region by developing industrial zones, industrial estates, etc. Many other facilities are also offered by the government, helping the unit to grow and prosper. If such site is selected, it becomes very beneficial. Say industrially sound states like say Maharashtra, Gujarat, Karnataka, they all provide with many kind of incentives and many type of tax policies are there, relaxations are there, many type of industrial zones with special facilities are provided, industrial estates are properly developed. What happens because of this? If you take your unit there, then you don't have to think about transportation facilities, you don't have to worry about the availability of amenities, you don't have to think or worry about the power supply. Everything is being provided and is being initiated by the state government. So તમે એવી જગ્યાએ તમારું યુનિટ સિલેક્ટ કરો છો જ્યાં ગવર્મેન્ટ પોલિસીસ બહુ ફેવરેબલ છે, તો it is the best thing that can happen. And if forcibly you have to take it to those states wherein the government does not provide such kind of facilities, then again the headache comes on the part of entrepreneur. So today what we have discussed are the 6 types of determinants, or we can call it the factors that affects the locational decision. So while selecting the plant or while selecting the location, it is very important for the manufacturer to check the 12 types of factors. આ 12 ફેક્ટર્સને તમે સ્ટડી કરો અને પછી જ્યાં મેક્સિમમ ફેક્ટર્સની અવેલેબિલિટી હોય એવી જગ્યાએ જો તમે તમારા યુનિટને લઈ જાઓ છો તો that is the most beneficial one. Out of those 12, we have already studied half. We have checked out with the 6 such kind of say factors which are said to be government policies, availability of the amenities, availability of the power supply, right, proximity to the market, proximity to the raw materials and other facilities, whatever are required. If they are available, it becomes easy for the manufacturer to further continue. The rest of the 6, that means from 7 to 12, we shall see it in the next lecture when we meet. They are said to be environment and community, proximity to subcontractors, easy availability of cheap land, construction cost low, availability of cheap and skillful labor, availability of residencies, schools, hospitals, etc. These are all such factors which are again to be considered, and this we shall see it in detail as we did it today for the first set of 6 factors. They can be also called factors as well as determinants, right? So we end up the session today here, wherein we have discussed the consequences of selecting a wrong site, and we have also checked out with the different factors. Factors are 12 in numbers, right? We have tried to cover almost all the factors, and out of those 12 we have already studied 6 in this session, and in the next session to come we shall be doing with the other 6. So when we meet next, we shall be discussing with the next 6 set of say factors. By that time, it's goodbye from my side. Take care and stay safe. Thank you.